ओके। तो जैसे क्वेश्चन आया था ना आप लोगों का कि अबाउट टेल अस समथिंग अबाउट रेट्रोग्रेड प्लैनेट्स। तो देखिए, रेट्रोग्रेशन जो है वो एक प्रोसेस है दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द सन। तो सन से पांचवें घर में जो प्लैनेट है वहां से रेट्रोग्रेशन स्टार्ट होता है बेस्ड ऑन द डिग्रीज। एंड सेवेंथ सन से सेवेंथ हाउस यानी सन के बिल्कुल सामने जो प्लैनेट है वो सबसे ज्यादा वक्र अवस्था में है, दैट इज इन द मोस्ट रेट्रोग्रेड condition. And the ninth from sun is the nivrti or the solution from the retrogression. So when the planets come from eighth to sun, they start getting direct. They go direct in the motion. So for retrogression, you need to understand that first the event is caused by the sun, and secondly retrogression जहां पर occur हो रहा है, yani the house in which the retrograde planet is seated is more of an impact rather than the house lorded by the retrograde planet. तो जिस हाउस में retrograde planets बैठे हैं, that is more of something that you need to watch about rather than the lordship of the retro planet. And secondly, the karakatwas of the significations of the retrograde planet, you need to take care of that. Now, what is retrogression in simple predictive astrology? If you want to ask me that, retrogression is an action of repetition. So anything repeated is an action of retrogression. Let's say you have a second house connection with a retrograde planet, or a retrograde planet is sitting in second house. So you'll see that the person receives money in small bits. The action is repeated multiple times. It's not completed in one time. So that's the impact of a retrograde planet. It is like an act of peeling off. It does not come out completely. So a bit by bit approach, that is retrogression. Like if you see Lagna is connected with a retrograde planet, so there'll be like a lot of the person may go missing for a while and then come back. So Lagna is you. So that is how the retrograde planets in Lagna will come back. Even if the health conditions go down, they will again come up. When Saturn is retrograde, just giving an example, if Saturn is retrograde, so the profession is repeated, or you go to the same employer or the same company. Saturn also shows your servants. So you'll see the old servants or the people who work under you coming back to you. Okay. Similarly, let me give you an example of if eighth lord is retrograde or Mars is retrograde in your chart. Why Mars connecting with eighth house? Because Mars is natural eighth lord. Scorpio is owned by Mars. So when Mars is retrograde or the eighth lord is retrograde, either the litigation or the problem that the person is going through or the surgery is going to come twice on the same place. Now you check this on multiple charts. If eighth lord is retrograde and if it's more afflicted, especially in the lagna or if any other place, the person goes through the surgery in the same place twice, or the same litigation comes twice in the lifetime of the person. So that's how you have to associate it. Similarly, you will see that when sixth house is associated with retrograde planets, often intestinal ailments are present. Intestinal ailments are present and they often come and go. So that's the impact of a retrograde planet, that the action keeps on repeating. Okay, and if you want to find a solution from it, go to ninth from sun. अगर आपको उसका रेमेडी चाहिए, if you want a solution निवृत्ति from it, go to ninth from sun. Why I am saying, emphasizing again on sun, so you need to see that it is the position of the sun that is going to decide the retrogression. So ninth from sun is the solution of the retrogression that began in fifth from sun. हाँ, तो on continuing in this discussion, I had a question from Sangeeta ji where she was asking about the naturally retrograde planets. So see, whenever naturally retrograde planets, Rahu Ketu, the karmic planets also, when they become associated with any event in a Mahadasha or a Antardasha, the first thing that I generally ask about the people is not to expect anything, because when all the other planets which are direct in motion, when they signify something and they are saying yes to something, these two naturally retrograde planets, they will defy that or they deny that giving that event. So this can be a good behavioral adaptation that you can follow when you're going through the show of naturally retrograde planets, that is Rahu or Ketu, that you don't expect too much. The moment you say no to that thing, it is going to come to you. But if you're consistently after something, it is going to take more time to come to you. So that is the approach that you have to go towards when you're going through a disha of naturally retrograde planet, that you stop expecting. And when you say, it is only the time when you say no, जब आप नहीं कहना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, तभी वो चीज आपके पास आती है. तो अगर आप राहु की केतु की दिशा के थ्रू यू आर पासिंग थ्रू दैट, so this is just a very simple behavioral change that you can adopt and see the changes. So that is how they work. And even for the even for the retrograde planets in our chart, you need to see that जिस हाउस में वो प्लेस्ड हैं और उनके सिग्निफिकेशंस क्या हैं, व्हाट आर द सिग्निफिकेशंस दे सिंबलाइज, those are the areas that will go undergo the major transformation of that time. And when you're going through a time period, a dasha or antardasha of a retrograde planet, the most and effective thing that you can continue is not to expect things, because when you attach expectations, it is going to be denied. And when you just stop expecting, it is going to come to you like very softly and very easily. Just remember, the planets are continuously watching us. So there is no chance that you can fool the planets. So it is the behavior change that you have to bring along, not just saying it mere in words. So the more you adopt it as a adaptation or a change in your behavior, so the more easily the things are going to come to you. And understand that no planet is there to punish us. It is just the portfolio they are given. Okay. When we often ask कि कुछ लग्नों में जुपिटर मैलेफिक हो जाते हैं, जैसे शुक्र के लग्नों में जुपिटर टर्न्स मैलेफिक बिकॉज ऑफ द ओनरशिप ऑफ त्रिक भावास. So but it will still remain a naturally benefic planet. So understand, it is based on the karmas that we have created in the past. Okay, that we are carrying this prarabdha, that naturally benefic planet Jupiter has been given the portfolio of functional malefic in your chart. तो मे बी किसी गुरु के फिगर से, मे बी थ्रू पर्सन who's there a guidance in your life, you will have a lesson to learn. So accept that, and that is how you'll relate that with more other planets as well. So once you start accepting what's there in your chart, the things become easier and the process smoothens out. That is all about I want to say about retrograde planets. And post that हम एक एक चार्ट में लगा के देखते हैं कि लग्न में retrograde planet है तो उसका क्या impact है, and that ways.